Hello y'all, this is Jennifer at Creative Art Spark, and today I'm going to attempt to put together a leather bag kit that I won from Eileen Hull and ReaLeather Crafts. So I'll put the links to Eileen Hull and to ReaLeather Crafts in the description of this video. But I apologize for the state of my desk. I have been on a mad search for a piece of equipment for my Sizzix registration tool, and I cannot find it, so everything is torn apart. But anyway, I did that yesterday in a mad flurry, and today I just have got to do something that's creative to kind of get over that, because I'm really upset that I can't find that piece. So with all that being said, thank you to those who are watching. Thank you to those who have subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. I greatly appreciate it. So now we're going to try to do this ReaLeather bag kit that I won, and I'm so excited about it. And what I'm thinking is that I'm going to put this together, and I'm going to use one of the Eileen Hull dies for this pocket notebook, and I'm going to try to make a little bit smaller and make a journal bag for my son. That's my thought anyway. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to accomplish that, but we'll see. So I've got my needle threaded. Let's see what came in this kit. 2 pieces of, y'all, the softest, best smelling leather. Oh my goodness, it smells wonderful. If you like the smell of leather, you would love this. So it's got these 2 pieces. It's got a thing for your closure, waxed thread for the stitching, and then I think this is called lace, to lace up the top of the bag. So the instructions say to do it like this, right sides together. And then they say take your piece and run it through the second hole. Well, we're going to do it this way, because you got to be able to tie it. Run it through the second hole, leaving about 2 to 3 inches. Excuse me, let me get me a drink of water. I always sound like a bullfrog, and I apologize. That's just my voice. Can't help it. I got really sick in 2016 and my voice never recovered. Okay, second hole. Now we're going to go back up through that first hole, and we're going to come back in through the hole that we started on, and that's going to lock that stitch in place. Now we're just going to stitch through. I just really wish y'all could smell this. It's like, oh my goodness. We're just going to keep stitching through here. I'm probably pulling a little too tight. I've never done anything with leather before, so this is a grand experiment for me. Okay, we're just going to in through that hole, out through that hole. It's going to be exciting to see how this turns out. I had a discussion with my son about maybe keeping a gratitude journal, and he was kind of receptive to that idea. So I said, well, how about if I make you a journal? And he said, okay, I might give it a try. So we'll see what happens with this. It might be manly looking enough for him to carry. Maybe at least put it in his work truck and think about something that he's grateful for at the end of each job that he does. Okay, we just keep on stitching through here. I don't know how to speed this up to make it any faster, so you're just going to have to suffer through it. Maybe I'll pause the video and stitch around till I get to the top side. That's probably what I ought to do, because you don't need to see me doing all this stitching. You get the general idea. So now I'm going to pause you, and I will be back in a minute. Okay, y'all, I have stitched all the way around the bag to the last 2 holes, and the instructions say to continue your running stitch until you reach the top hole on the opposite side. So I'm gonna get to that top hole here in just a second. Now, if you did like me, if you're like me and I made a few stitching mistakes, you just take your needle out and pull your stitches out and go back and fix it. It's no big deal. And then just keep on keeping on. Okay, I've come through that top hole. Now, it says, when you have reached this point, add a second stitch to the top 2 holes to strengthen the stress point of the bag. So add a second stitch and then stitch back in the starting point. Okay, so if I go down this way. All right, so I did that. It says, when you've reached this point, add a second stitch to the top 2 holes to strengthen the stress point. Did that. Now it says stitch back to the starting point. So you're going to come up through that 3rd hole and then back down. And you see what happens? This is going to fill in and give you that straight. See right there? Can you see that? It's giving you that straight stitch, filling out those holes. So I'm just going to put y'all on pause and I'm going to stitch back around to the front and then we will see what happens. This is exciting. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, I've stitched all the way around to the hole that I started in right here, which was the stitch right down below the first hole. And see that? Can you see? Now this is not as good probably, I'm sure, as it needs to be, but considering this is my first leather project, I'm pretty excited about it. So, excuse me. Now we're going to take a look and see what it says to do. It says add a second stitch at the 2 starting holes for strength. Tie the 2 ends of the thread off in a square knot and trim the extra length. Okay, so we're coming out here, we're going in here. This is an extra stitch. Okay, and I think I'm going to go down through like that and up through like that and tie them off. Okay. Ooh, that didn't leave much, did I? Okay. So there's the first part of the square knot. There's the second part of the square knot. I'm going to pull it tight and I'm going to cut it off. So in the kit, I got plenty of waxed thread to go around the bag. Okay, now what does it say to do? It says turn the bag right side out. Woohoo! Okay, hold your breath, y'all. I'm going to turn this thing right side out. We do this in sewing. I used to like to make handbags. Still can. I just haven't done it in a while. All right. Let me see something. I've got a little stress point right there, as you can see. So there may be a little flaw. Let's go back and fix that. Let's see if I can fix that. Because that's not, it is to where I tied my knots. Okay, I guess I just need to keep going. Yeah. Let's do a couple more right here. I just want it to be super duper nice if I'm going to give it to my young'un. All right, thread the needle Squish that wax thread good and flat. Take your thumbnail and scritch across it. You know what scritch means. All right, and pull it through. So on this side, we're going to go up through this second hole, down through the first, back in this hole, and now on this last one, on the other side, I went up through the third hole, and I think I'll do that again. And that might not be the way I'm supposed to do it, but that's what we're getting. Now we're going to tie a square knot here. And you still got plenty of wax thread left. Okay, there's my square knot. Clip that off like so. Now let's continue turning this puppy outside. Okay. I apologize if I keep getting off camera. Okay, so now what we got to do, we got to push this out. Y'all, I wish you could feel this leather. It is amazing. Just amazing. This, I think, is what they called deer leather. I went to the website and looked a little. Well, I went to Amazon. They sell on Amazon. And I went to their page on Amazon and checked out. And I think that this is deer leather. Okay. Takes a little bit of doing. Leather's thick. It's hard to turn. Get a nice little curve going there, maybe. Maybe. Gotta have strong hands. My hands are not strong. Whew, that hurts. Okay. Work that just a little bit. Now let's pull this side. The second side seems to be going a little easier. Okay. Let's do this. Please don't poke through. Please don't poke through. This is one of my blending brushes, believe it or not. I am a paper crafter and a fiber artist, but I like the results of leather, but this sure does hurt my hands. They will ache tonight. All right, let's see on the picture here. It's rounded, sort of, down there. Let's just keep working at it. Keep working at it. I know in quilting and in bag making, in sewing, it's hard to get your corners turned and be happy with them. So I am assuming it's the same way with leather. All right. We've almost got it. Please don't poke a hole. Please don't poke a hole. This is not easy, y'all. All right. We're going to call that good enough for snuff right now. So there's my bag. That actually looks right pretty, doesn't it? Okay, let's try something out. It's wide enough for this book, but I don't believe it's tall enough. Don't think it's going to be tall enough. But looky there. Looky there. Oh, if the book was just a little bit shorter, I could make it work. I'm going to figure a way. All right. So now, what does it say to do with my leather string? It says, fold the lace drawstring in half. Thread through the 2 holes on one side of the bag. Weaving in and out to the opposite side of the bag. On one side of the bag. Okay, on one side of the bag, thread the lace drawstring in half and thread through the 2 holes on one side. One set of overlapping holes. Thread one end, of the lace through one set of overlapping holes. Okay, that's this hole and this hole. Okay. All right. Okay. So I've done that. Okay. Now, through one set of overlapping holes. One end of lace through. Okay, I've done that. Okay, so this end, and this end. That's maybe not exactly what it meant. There was, okay. See, I'm slow, y'all. All right. It's got to go this way. If I'm understanding. Y'all may be here all day. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. And that's still not right. Fold the lace drawstring in half and thread through the 2 holes on one side of the bag. Okay, let's try this again. All right. And that's going to go through like into this. And we hope that this is right. I don't think this is right. Yeah, it is. Okay, so my bag is laced. Now it says tie the ends of the lace in a knot. Oh, next fold the closure. Oh, look, y'all, look, it draws up. Oh my goodness. Okay, calm down, Jennifer. All right. They're not quite even. Which one's the short one? Okay. It says, fold the closure circle in half. Thread one end of the lace through one set of overlapping holes. Through this little hole right here. And then in the diagram, it's got the fold facing the body of the bag, like unto so. And then it says the second set through the other end of the lace through the second set. All right. Tie the ends of the lace in a knot outside the bag. The closure on the drawstring allows you to open or tightly close the bag and protect the contents inside. Let's take a look at the picture. It's fairly okay. So tie a knot in my bag. No, a knot in my lace. Tie the ends of the lace in a knot outside the bag. Okay, there's that. We're going to pull that. Look, is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen? That is adorable. I have never ever worked with leather before. I've got a fairly decent looking, I'd say better than fairly decent looking leather pouch for my first attempt. Y'all, if you've ever wanted to try to work with leather, this may be the best way to try it. Go to ReaLeather, ReaLeather Crafts, and look at their kits. They also have just leather, different styles of leather sheets that you can buy, and that's probably going to be the next thing that I do. But how about that? I am so happy with that. Look at that. Now let's try something. I know this is not going to work, but I want to see anyway. It sort of fits. I mean, the book goes in. There's plenty of room for the book. The bag itself is not quite tall enough. Do I have a little? Somewhere I have a little one. I just don't see it. I've got a little short one I could put in there. That is precious. I love it. All right, y'all. Thank you for watching. Go visit ReaLeatherCrafts.com. Go visit EileenHull.com. And consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.